Alrighty then. Welcome everyone, Snow420 and his desktop, or my desktop, or yeah, the desktop. Anyways, so I wanted to make a quick little video on installing mods for Medieval 2 on Steam. Alright, so specifically Medieval 2 Steam. Alright, need Kingdoms expansion, of course. As you can see here, I'm in the mods folder, and it's funny that it's called a mods folder, and that's what Kingdoms, Kingdoms game, which is not a standalone, but they call it expansions. They call the folder mods. So when you really think about this, those are 4 mods that they gave you for Medieval 2. Now other people make full conversion mods, say Elder Scrolls, Third Age, Call of Warhammer, Broken Crescent, Stainless Steel, yada yada yada. There's tons of them, right? Okay, so this is where it goes, right? This is the folder. So what you're going to see here now, this is my downloads folder, a bunch of garbage, and then most importantly, my saved files for my downloads. Now, I found it very, very important to keep these. You can see I made subfolders for them here inside my downloads folder, which is something I recommend you doing. It does take up some extra space, but you never have to go download them again. You know they're there, and you know they work. They're not broken or anything like that. And mostly because so many of the links are broken on the old pages for Total War Center and yada yada for mods. Sometimes they don't work. It is just so much easier to keep them and have them. So I recommend making subfolders in your downloads folder or somewhere, anywhere on your computer, that you keep and don't get rid of, if you can. So I highly recommend that if you can do it. So a quick install, a couple things to always remember when installing mods. I would recommend for installing mods on anything, if this is the style that it goes through for the installation. So say I want to install stainless steel, okay? Stainless steel requires you to have these 5 bin files plus an application file, which is an exe file that runs and then uses these 5 files to install itself. This is stainless steel 6.4, basically a patched update version, but that's all there is to it. It's just an application. It's very much smaller than the rest of it. As you can see, just a few things were added in comparison to the size of each of these files, right? Okay, so when you do this, for particularly stainless steel, all of these bin files have to be here in this folder with this file. You are required to have all of this. They cannot be elsewhere, mixed around, they can't be on your desktop, it doesn't work. They all have to be in a specific folder together. The name of this folder does not matter. I named it, obviously, so I can remember it. I recommend doing that the same as well. Now, to go and install this, once you've acquired downloading your files and have these bin files, a bin file basically is like a CD. CD1, CD2, CD3, CD4, or CD5. Okay? The reason they all have to be in this folder is because when you normally have more than one CD, the pop-up comes up when you're installing saying, please insert CD2. If this second bin/CD is not in this folder, it will not be able to find it to complete the installation. This will completely thrash and destroy everything. It will not work. Okay? So they all have to be here because this is going to go install 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 all on its own because they're all right here. Now, every time you go to install a mod, do not double click it and just run it. Okay? This is where most people run into their problems. You have to, I say again, you have to right click and run as administrator. Okay? You get this pop-up box, you hit OK, and boom, your setup comes through. Alright? Very simple, right? It's almost the same thing, but I swear it is one of the most important steps of the entire installation. Right click, run as admin. Okay? Every exe or application required must be done the same way. Right click, run as admin. Okay? Keep saying it. Right click and run as admin. It is the only way that it'll unlock all of the files required for the download. Otherwise, you will not get everything and the mod will crash. Okay? You run through here. Your next step is to choose where your installation goes. Now, like I said at the beginning, this is only for Steam users, not the CD. Alright? The CD installation is basically the same, but it's not the same. So don't even think about trying to mimic yada yada. Just leave it alone. This is only for Steam users. Okay? It has to go into Steam. It has to go into Steam Apps, Common, Medieval 2, Total War, the mods folder, and bing! Its own folder, SS 6.3. This is what it wants to be called. This is what it needs to be called. Okay? The folder here must be called SS 6.3. Nothing else will work. The mod will crash at any given time for any given reason. Okay? To eliminate any of those random errors, you have to have the folder named SS 6.3. Alright? Now, the only thing I don't remember because it's installed already is whether or not this pops up on its own. If this does not pop up on its own, listing this SS 6.3 folder, you can do one of two things. Okay? First thing you can do, and both of these things might require you to repeat this step because you have to do trial and error. If the mod creates its own folder on its own, and this basically will just say this, Total War mods, okay? If it creates its own folder on its own, you'll click next, you'll run through the installation, it'll be finished. Don't run it. Don't start the game, don't do anything. Go to this folder. If it has this SS 6.3 folder, then it made its own folder on its own, and the person that made the mod is smart. Thumbs up. Hooray! Okay? If it didn't, and inside here you have a whole bunch of files, all of this crap is just out here in the open, then the people that made the mod were a little lazy and didn't add that aspect to the installation. No folder creation on its own. Thumbs down. Boo. Okay? So, now we go back. Do whatever is listed here. If it says mods with this slash and then says SS 6.3, just like this, and this is what pops up on its own, leave it exactly how it is. Okay? Don't change anything. This means it'll make its own folder and you have no problem. But, like I said, after you do the first install here, double check. Make sure that it did create this folder and did not create two of them. So when you click into this one, it doesn't also say SS 6.3. Click in again, and then you get this. That doesn't work. Delete the whole thing, start over. Okay? If all the files are out here in the open, delete all of it. It'll be obvious at which ones you need to delete. Delete all of the stuff related to this, start over. Right click this file, run as admin, install, run through the steps. Okay? Does all make sense? Step 1, download your files. Put them all into one subfolder. Name it. Doesn't matter in this area. This does not matter. It only matters in the mods folder for Medieval 2 that it must be SS 6.3. Okay, so if it gets SS 6.3 right here, and that's the way it starts up, good. Then hit next, and this is fine. You run through your installation. It says complete. Then you come over here. You see, hey, SS 6.3. It worked. It's in its own folder. This is what it looks like. Okay? This is everything. That's all it's there. I then recommend doing this. Step 1, right click, run as admin. Wait for the pop-up. Hit yes. Say thank you. Hit next. It knows where to go. Thank you very much. Great launcher. Good job. Hit next. Hit next, and wait for the install. Install is complete. These files, nothing is really going to change here. You're not going to notice why this that anything adjusted itself. Those SS setup, okay? This is required to choose whether or not you want early or late era, what kind of AI, aggressive, not so aggressive, whether you want arrows to be permanent, watchtowers to be set up before the game starts. A few other options. When you do this, right click, run as admin. Okay? Launch application. I'm not going to do this because it'll adjust what I have set for my campaign right now, and I don't want to mess up my current campaign. The launcher is very simple. It has like 7 tick boxes. Okay, you just check the ones you want. You hit the OK thing. Close it. Do not, I say again, do not launch the game through this setup or the launcher. Useless. Don't use this. Okay? Do not use these items here. This only sets up the specific options for stainless steel early late era campaign. Okay, when you set the campaign options in your setup, you close it. It'll say save and exit. Done. It's gone. You don't have to do anything with this anymore. Okay, so we've downloaded our files, we've right clicked and run as admin, we've installed to the correct folder SS 6.3. If it makes it, it makes it. Thumbs up. If it doesn't, if it does not create the folder for you, okay, you add this folder. Right click, hit new, make folder, name, SS 6.3. When you do this, right click, run as admin, point it to this folder. Okay? Then it'll dump out all the files like this. You're in good shape. Good job. If it makes another SS 6.3 folder, then you don't have to make one out here. It makes its own. Alright? Now I know I've talked over the same thing now 3 or 4 times, but it's to make sure that you do this the correct way. Step 1, download. Step 2, right click. Run as admin. Make sure folder is clean. Ding ding. One specific name. Yay. We have now installed SS 6.4, okay, stainless steel. Now, go to your library. Alright, hooray for library. Go to your Medieval 2 game. Hooray for Medieval 2. Right click, go to properties. Hooray. Set launch options. Okay, now this is the line of code you need. Alright, now what I recommend doing is copying this features.mod equals mods / okay, copy it, save it on a notepad file, a Word document, I don't care, wherever you want to save it so that you remember it. You will need this every time to start up any specific mod for Medieval 2 on Steam. So now the next important part, what mod do you want to play? I just recorded an episode for Stainless Steel 6.4, but remember the folder is named 6.3. Don't change this. It must be called SS 6.3. Now you have this in here. This is telling Medieval 2 to launch that folder. Get it? All it is a big arrow pointing to what folder you want the game to launch. You hit OK, you hit close. Then when you hit play, just play Medieval 2 Total War. Why? Because you're telling it to load SS 6.3. You hit play, and it goes dun 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 bum 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 stainless steel 6.4 or bum 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 bum, and it's installed. You've done it. Congratulations. Okay. Now, for the same technique in every other mod. All right. Say you want to install Divide and Conquer, alright, which is right here. First, you must install Third Age 3.2, right? When you do this, you will do what? Download and put in a subfolder. Name it whatever you want. Right click, run as admin. Hip hip hooray. Alright, right click, run as admin. Right click, run as admin. You must do this. It is imperative. Third Age takes a little bit to load up. But when it does, whenever it does, you will then click this. Then you will click next. Yes, I know next. Tell me you're garbage. I agree. Now, this one, okay, thinks to go in a stupid spot. No, no, no. We're not playing Sega. It's not a disc, okay? we're going to go into, where are we supposed to go? PC, our local C drive, our program files, our Steam folder, alright, our Steam apps, our common, our Medieval 2 Total War, our mods folder. Now, this is it. You leave it at the mods folder. It says on the page just before this to do this exactly as so. This will create its own folder, Third Age 3. Okay? You are not required to make this. Stop here. Click mods, hit OK. This is all you want here. Alright? It will make its own folder. Then you hit next. You run through that install. Done. What are you going to do then? You will then do part 2. Right click, run as admin. Okay? Do not select the actual folder. It knows where it's going for Third Age. It'll install directly to this. You'll be fine. Inside, you'll have this. You will also do right click, run as admin. Now you have 3.2 installed. Hip hip hooray. Do not run it. Leave it exactly how it is. Now you'll go to Divide and Conquer. Or say you want to do Moss. Sorry, I don't have this downloaded right now because there's a new version, so I deleted my old ones and I have to get that. Bad Snowhood. But either way, right click the exe. Run as admin. Point it to the mods folder. Moss and Divide and Conquer both know to install into Third Age. Done. Do not use the Third Age batch file. Do not do that. That's not going to start up the game. Now you have installed, say because I'm running Divide and Conquer, I have Divide and Conquer. Or you just want Third Age. Doesn't matter. Third Age 3. It doesn't matter. It's here. Alright? Yay! I've also installed Elder Scrolls the same way. Right click, run as admin, install, bing, done. No extra folder. There it is. Okay? Never use any of these launchers from in here. They won't work. And if you want to play a different mod, you go like this. Right click Medieval 2, go to your properties, set launch options. Say I want to play my Divide and Conquer, Third Age 3. That's the name of the folder. I'm telling Medieval 2 to launch that folder. Say OK. Play. Hit play. Hit play. And bingo! Divide and Conquer starts up. Hip hip hooray! Bum, 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 bum. Okay? So now you have that good stuff. Now you feel like you're a modding master. Wow! I install even more mods now. I put on there Broken Crescent, Kingdoms, I got Call of Warhammer. Same thing. Go to here. Go to Properties. Set Launch Options. You'll notice that this does not delete itself. All you have to do is continue to change what's going on here. The Elder Scrolls. And bam. And bam. And bam. Okay? Bam. Now you are all modding masters, alright? You now can play any mod for Medieval 2 on here. If you want to play a Kingdom expansion, same thing. You need to tell it to go to that folder. Just type in whatever folder in that mods folder, and that's the game you come up. If you want to play Medieval 2 vanilla, okay, then you do nothing. Get rid of all of this. Alright? Close out, hit play, and now it doesn't look for a folder. Now it launches Medieval 2 vanilla. Okay? Now you know how to install the mods. You have them downloaded. You're going to save them so you never lose them. And now you know how to tell Steam to launch the correct folder for you to play whichever game or whichever mod you want to play for Medieval 2. I hope this helps everybody. I'm Snow420. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. But if you follow these 3 simple steps, download, put in subfolder, right click, run as admin, come to Steam, right click Medieval 2, properties, set launch options, choose that extension that you want, and boom! It comes out the way you want it. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys all in my future campaigns.